Next we can go to the management. Actually this is the important part of this session. How we can manage a patient with diabetes. So the main management strategies are nutritional management, exercise, monitoring, pharmacological management and education. So what will be the nutritional therapy, or how we can address a patient with the diabetes about that nutritional pattern. Okay. Imagine one patient comes to you and asks, sister or Didi, can I take a diet like a normal person? Can I take diet like a normal person? Diabetic diet, oh, of course. Yes, of course. Okay, let's see. According to the American Diabetic Association, the person with the diabetes can eat the same food as a person who does not have diabetes, but the amount should be regularized according to the need of the patient. That's the thing. They can take the food like a normal person, but the amount should be regularized. So our nurse's role in dietary pattern nutritional management is to assist the people to make changes in nutrition according to the metabolic needs of the person. How we can determine the metabolic needs of the person? We can go through the recent blood sugar level of the patient. In type 1 diabetes, the person is insulin dependent. So the meal plan based on the individual's usual need and it should be balanced with the insulin. In type 2, the dietary pattern should be emphasized on achieving glucose control, blood sugar control, and blood pressure control also. So these are the recommended nutrients and recommended daily intake chart of the nutritional pattern. Actually, calories should be needed to maintain the desired body weight and metabolic need of the body person, and carbohydrates should be individualized because each individual needs their own amount of carbohydrates. And sweetness they can diabetic persons can have that sweetness, but it should be consumed with accepted daily levels if not prohibited. If the blood sugar is too much high and uncontrollable, we can't advise that sweetness, and if it is controlled, they can have some sweetness. And person should eat a diet with an adequate amount of protein, that is to 15 to 25% of daily calorie intake. But in persons with nephropathy, it's better to avoid high protein foods. Then saturated fat and cholesterol should be there, and the sodium level should be as equal as a normal person, and vitamins and minerals should be sufficiently. And alcohol, it's not advised in persons with diabetes because it induces hyperglycemia and hypoglycemia. And exercise and monitoring. Exercise, the benefits of exercise. We should then, as a nurse or as a health worker, we should advise the patient to do daily exercise. It will help to lower the glucose, and it will help to reduce the risk of macrovascular complications and microvascular complications also. it's our responsibility to do promote the patient to do exercise. And the exercise, how it can be done? It's better to done after meals. And exercise plans should be advised as individualized. And it's better to monitor glucose before, after, and during this exercise, and advise the patient to take some carbohydrate snacks in between the exercise to prevent hypoglycemia. And monitoring part includes, now there are lot of equipments are there to monitor blood glucose level. Advise the patient to initially teach the patient to how to monitor this blood sugar. So now there is lot of CBG machines are available, capillary blood glucose checking machines are available, and it's very easy to check the blood glucose with that. So it's our responsibility before discharge to teach the patient how to use that machine, and advise the patient to check the blood sugar at least laboratory value at least twice a month. Then comes to drug therapy. Actually, there are two types of means. There are oral hypoglycemic agents are there, and insulin is available. Then oral hypoglycemic agents. It's very difficult to for me. I don't know about you people. Actually, it's very difficult to remember the drug classes. The bicarbonates, sulfonylureas, it's very difficult. Actually, so we can go to the drug names. It's very familiar to us. Metformin, it comes under bicarbonates classification. The action is inhibit the glucose production by liver. It inhibits the liver from producing lot of glucose. So that's action of metformin. Just remember this. Metformin prevents the glucose production by the liver. Then another sulfonylureas. In that, clinipramide, glyphosate, it's all are familiar drugs to us. So this mechanism of action is increases the insulin secretion. One group it increases the insulin secretion by pancreatic beta cells. And next group is meglitinides, that is Prandin. And Prandin is more popular. Prandin, you all have heard of it. Increase the insulin secretion by pancreatic cells. Like sulfonylureas, meglitinides do the same function. Then pioglitazone, that is TSDs. Pioglitazone, rosiglitazone, these are all familiar. What the mechanism of action? It increases the glucose uptake by skeletal muscle. That increases the glucose uptake. Then last, the alpha glucosidase inhibitors, that is acarbose is one example, that inhibit carbohydrate absorption in the small intestine. It regulates the carbohydrate absorption. So once again, we can go through the oral hypoglycemic agents. And that is metformin helps in prevents the insulin and glucose production by the liver. Then clinipramide and glyphosate, which are familiar to us, that increases the insulin production. Then Prandin also do the same, increases the insulin production by the beta cells. Then pioglitazone, rosiglitazone, that increases the glucose uptake by the skeletal muscles. Okay. Then insulin, types of insulin comes. There are rapid, short-acting, intermediate-acting, extended, long-acting, and premixed. That is rapid-acting. The onset will be, as the name indicates, the onset will be sudden, 10 to 15 minutes, and the duration peak action in 60 to 90 minutes. And short-acting, the onset of action is within half an hour and 1 hour. Peak action reaches at 2 to 4 hours. Intermediate acting insulin, its onset is 1 to 3 hours, and peak action reaches at 5 to 8 hours. Extended long acting means onset within 1.5 hours. And premixed insulin are available. That we can identify that premixed insulin by name. Humulin 30 by 20 by 80, 30 by 70. Those types of insulin are premixed. And how we can identify rapid, that is no rapid, humulin, these are rapid acting. And short acting means humulin retard. Okay. Intermediate acting insulins will be in cloudy color. Intermediate acting insulins will be in cloudy color. Okay. So the nurse's responsibility, how to store insulin. It can be stored at room temperature for 30 days. And it can be stored in refrigerator until the expiry date. Okay. And pre-filled pens are there, that can be also stored in refrigerators. Then before, what are the do's and don'ts in insulin? It's very important. Actually, keep spare insulin for a patient, for each patient. Don't use the same insulin for all patients, and don't use the same syringe for all patients. That we are not doing here. That I am doing. Inspecting for before giving that, inspect the insulin for any flocculation. Avoid extreme temperature. That it should not be too cold. It should not be too cold. No, we are not heating it. Don't give it very cold insulin. And keep out of sunlight. How we can select the sites? These are the sites which we can give in the upper hand, abdomen. The abdomen is the most preferred area. It's around the umbilicus is the most preferred area, because in abdomen there is lot of subcutaneous tissue and it's a site of rapid absorption. And the complications of insulin therapy, we know that there will be local allergic reactions due to insulin injection, systemic allergic reactions, and insulin lipodystrophy is one of the main complications. That is atrophy of the tissue. If we are giving that insulin for a long time in the same area, there will be hardening of the subcutaneous fat tissue. That is lipodystrophy. And Down phenomenon. Down phenomenon is it's due to counter-regulatory hormones. That is due to growth hormone, cortisols. These all will cause rising, means hyperglycemia in the morning. That is called Down phenomenon. Then Somogay effect. Somogay effect is also hyperglycemia in the morning, but how it differs from Down phenomenon is, in Somogay effect there will be a period of hypoglycemia at night. This is due to Somogay effect is due to inappropriate insulin, overdose of insulin. So the principles of care with people with diabetes mellitus is, once again, diabetic control. We should initiate the person to follow strict diabetic control. Many persons are not doing that, but it's our duty to initiate them to control the diabetes, and we should educate them what are the complications they can happen in the future. And regular monitoring we should do. Even the patient is getting that insulin, we should always do a proper insulin check before giving each dose of insulin. Because we can't identify, at times we can't identify there's some periods of hypoglycemia. It's more, brain needs more glucose. So hypoglycemia is very accidental or very serious condition. So it's preferred to regular monitor. Then tablet and insulin, when you should promote or initiate the patient to take tablets at time, and we should check whether the person has taken or not. And food and drinks, before checking, it's our duty to check, before checking the sugar, it's our duty to check whether the person had some food or not, because it will produce some error values. So we should also promote diabetic, we should promote diabetic diet and treats for the patient. And promoting self-care management, it's very important. In self-care, educate the person to maintain a healthy hygiene, and it's our duty to teach the patient how to perform a self-care life. Check the pressure areas for any injuries or something. And one last question. Anyone can answer who discovered insulin? Okay, so Michael Somogay. Michael Somogay in the year of 1922. So this is a picture of the child who, that was Michael Somogay treated, and after with some months of insulin treatment, the condition of the baby got better. So thank you for listening to my session.